Beneath a moonless Caribbean night, a ghost armada moves. 98 speedboats slicing through black water at over 50 knots, carrying $100 million worth of cargo, bound for North America. They believe they hunt. Tonight, they are the hunted. From the dark, a U.S. Navy destroyer, Navy SEALs, and Coast Guard cutters wait, silent and lethal. Weeks of patient planning ready to snap. The cartel's triumph will become its deadliest mistake. A single radio call will change everything. Out on the open ocean, under the cover of darkness, the cartels have a favorite tool for moving their product. It is not a giant ship or a secret submarine. It is something much simpler and far more effective: the go-fast boat. This is the workhorse of the cocaine trade, a machine built for one purpose only: to run and to run fast. To manage their vast logistics, cartels operate entire fleets of these vessels. According to Coast Guard intelligence, operations have detected coordinated movements of dozens of speedboats traveling simultaneously, all under the cloak of night. The design of this boat is all about evasion. It is a ghost on the water.
There's usually an offloading team that will have, like a rental box car to take the payload.
Picture a long, narrow rocket. Its hull is not made of metal, which shows up brightly on radar. Instead, it is made of fiberglass. This material is light and, crucially, has a very low radar signature. It is incredibly hard to spot on a screen, often blending into the background noise of the sea. But the real power is at the back. Strapped to the stern are not one, but multiple massive outboard engines. These are not the engines on a fishing boat. These are high-horsepower racing engines. Together, they can push this lightweight craft to unbelievable speeds, making it a blur on the water, a fleeting target that is almost impossible to catch. How do these boats operate? They can carry a big load, and with multiple engines, they move really quickly.
Their tactics are as simple as they are dangerous. They are the couriers of the Caribbean, the link between the production zones and the market. Their entire strategy is based on speed and stealth. They almost always run at night.
Under the moonless sky, they become nearly invisible. They run completely blacked out. Imagine a fleet of up to 98 speedboats, no navigation lights, no cabin lights, just a dark shape cutting through the waves. They also run silent with no identification signals. To a Coast Guard radar operator, they are just a tiny fleeting blip, easy to mistake for a wave or a large bird. They travel at speeds over 50 knots. That is almost 60 miles per hour on the open ocean. At that velocity, chasing them is a monumental task.
Here, we were able to, of all the technology we have, Chief Chris Bennett.
They are simply designed to outrun everything. But not all missions are the same, so the cartels use different tools. The go-fast boat has some interesting variations. For the most critical high-speed runs, there are specialized models. One notorious type is called the Pachacuda. This boat takes the standard design to the extreme. It is built entirely of fiberglass with no metal parts. This makes it incredibly light and even faster, a pure racing machine built for short, intense transit times. For more versatile, everyday work, the cartels often use open-hulled pangos. These are simpler, less expensive workhorses. They can be outfitted with 2 or 3 engines and are perfect for shorter trips, moving loads from a larger mothership to the shore.
Officials say these souped-up fishing boats are the latest threat from the Mexico notorious Sinaloa drug cartel.
They are the utility players of the maritime drug world. So while the cartels on land have become armies, their lifeblood still flows across the sea. And on that dark, vast highway, the go-fast boat is king. It is a testament to their adaptability, a simple, sleek, and terrifyingly effective tool that turns the wide-open ocean into their own personal smuggling route. Facing this sophisticated threat on the water requires an equally sophisticated response. The cartels have their go-fast boats and their ruthless tactics, but waiting for them out on the high seas is a wall of American power and technology. This is not just one group fighting back. It is a full team of experts, each with a special role to play.
And it's a brand new crew. We're approximately about 140 of my 270 sailors.
First, there are the Hunters of the Deep, the U.S. Navy SEALs. These are the most elite special operations forces, trained for the maritime environment. They are masters of the ocean. Their skills are perfect for this shadow war. They conduct what are called direct action missions. This means they can launch from a Navy ship, swiftly assault a cartel vessel, and seize it by force.
SEALs deploy in specialized craft, rigid hull inflatable boats, or RHIBs, capable of 45 knots. These boats can match the speed of most ghost boats.
Armed SEAL boarding teams approach under cover of darkness, weapons ready, trained for hostile boardings, but they are also experts in special reconnaissance. This means they can watch and wait for days, gathering intelligence on cartel movements without ever being seen. They are the tip of the spear, the ones who bring the fight directly to the enemy's doorstep. But what good is catching a criminal if you cannot arrest them? This is where the U.S. Coast Guard comes in, and their role is absolutely unique.
That's the challenge. The majority of our sailors are young men and women who just joined the Navy from all over this country.
While the Navy operates under the rules of war, the Coast Guard operates under the law. They are federal law enforcement officers, but with a global reach. They have the special legal authority to board and search any vessel on the high seas they suspect of illegal activity. This is a power the Navy does not have. So a Coast Guard cutter can chase down a ghost boat in international waters, board it, arrest the crew, and seize the drugs as evidence. They are the police of the open ocean, turning a military interception into a legal case.
We're seeing 4 and 5 tons of drugs come in per run, and we're seeing 1 or 2 per week at this point.
Of course, you cannot catch what you cannot find. The vast ocean is a great hiding place. That is why the hunt starts not with a ship, but with a plane. High in the sky, the P-8 Poseidon patrol aircraft acts as the unblinking eye in the sky. This is a modified passenger jet packed with some of the most advanced sensors in the world. Its key tool is a synthetic aperture radar. This is a radar so powerful it can create a detailed picture of the ocean's surface through clouds, darkness, or even stormy weather. It can spot the tiny low radar signature of a ghost boat from hundreds of miles away. It is the ultimate finder.
We simulated having a hellfire on the wing of the aircraft, and we found a target to engage with.
Once the P-8 pinpoints a target, the pursuit begins. This is the job of the Coast Guard cutters and U.S. Navy vessels. These ships are the pursuit platforms and the floating bases. Large cutters like the Legend class are like mobile command centers, capable of staying at sea for months. The ship spent 78 days on its mission, where it partnered with other countries for a Canadian-led military exercise. They carry their own small, fast boats and helicopters, which they launch to chase and intercept the speedboats. They are the muscle that closes the gap for the SEAL teams. A Navy ship like a destroyer acts as their mothership. They sail out to the operation area, and the SEALs launch their missions from its deck. Together, these platforms from the sky to the sea form an inescapable net. It is a combination of elite soldiers, unique legal authority, and breathtaking technology, all working together to hunt the ghosts on the water. The planning was over. The intelligence was clear. In the late summer of 2025, a major effort was launched. It was called Operation Pacific Viper. This was not a single battle. It was a full-scale campaign against the cartel's lifeblood. Operation Pacific Viper. It started in August in the eastern Pacific Ocean, targeting drugs from Central and South America. For months, a coordinated team of U.S. agencies hunted the traffickers across the eastern Pacific Ocean. The scale of this operation was almost unimaginable. It was a relentless, sustained assault. When officials announced the results in October, the numbers were staggering.
Officials say they are seizing 1,600 pounds of drugs daily.
Since August, the team has conducted 34 separate interdictions. That means 34 times they located, chased, and stopped a cartel vessel. The total haul was over 100,000 pounds of cocaine. Think about that weight. It is the same as 5 large school buses, all filled to the top with pure cocaine. But one event showed the world what this war really looked like. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Hamilton returned to port. Its deck was not just full, it was overflowing.
Our crew interdicted 20,000 pounds of cocaine in 11 interdictions.
Crew members had stacked a mountain of white bales, each one wrapped tightly in plastic. When they finished counting, the total was over 76,000 pounds of narcotics seized in just a handful of those interdictions. The street value was nearly $500 million. This single offload was one of the largest in history. It was a physical monument to the success of Pacific Viper. This was not just a seizure, it was a devastating financial blow, a message to the cartels that their most valuable shipments were not safe. So how did they do it? How do you find a single tiny boat on an ocean that stretches for thousands of miles? The hunt always starts high above the clouds. The P-8 Poseidon aircraft is the key. This plane flies for hours, its powerful radar scanning a vast area of the sea. The operators inside are looking for a needle in a haystack.
Coast Guard, these U.S. Coast Guard crews, guns drawn, seizing a small drug smuggling vessel.
They're not looking for a large ship. They are looking for a small, fast blip moving at a speed that no fishing boat would ever travel. They look for a vessel with no identifying signal running at night. When they find a target that matches the profile, the alert goes out. The first and most difficult step is complete. The ghost has been spotted. But finding the target is only the beginning. The ocean is huge, and the go-fast boat is incredibly fast. The order is given, and the chase is on. A Coast Guard cutter, maybe dozens of miles away, turns and pushes its engines to the limit. As it gets closer, it launches its small, fast interceptor boats. These small boats are the real pursuers, designed for speed and agility. They bounce over the waves, closing the distance. Sometimes the cartel boat tries to run. This is when the helicopters come in.
The State Department designating several of these groups cartels.
An armed helicopter flying from the cutter races ahead. It hovers near the fleeing speedboat. The crew uses a loudspeaker, giving commands to stop. If the boat refuses, the helicopter has another option. A trained marksman can fire precise shots to disable the boat's engines. This is not about sinking the boat, it is about stopping it without harming the crew. It's a surgical strike. The engine sputters and dies. The boat slows to a halt. Now the real work begins.